Oh, by the way, I thought about to have like a separate individual WebEx meetings with some of you or maybe all of you, and just trying to do like a 10 minutes meeting for everyone, and trying to see whether each we can talk about things that of your concern, or maybe we can take one of your, for example, last homework, and to see what are the major issues you may have. So we can go over that one by one. Let me see whether that is a good idea. Over the semester, I see quite a few students, through WebEx, talk to me individually outside class. I remember the students like James, Manessa, Lauren, who else? So quite Michael maybe. So quite a few students just take advantage of their opportunity to meet with to talk to me individually outside the class. But then I just wonder whether that I should offer the same opportunity to others. So what at this point I'm thinking about, just have the idea that trying to set up like a 10 minutes meeting with each of you, and then so that we can address your particular concerns, and then you can maybe just take a look at one of your past assignments to say what are the major issues, and so that we can work out individually. What do you think? Is that a good idea or not? If it's a good idea, I'm going to send you out a schedule. We can do that starting from maybe tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon sometime. So basically everybody 10 minutes. I don't know whether it's a good idea or not, because nobody has done that. So since this is very unusual year, very basically we do not have many face-to-face meeting, right? So for on the one hand, I do want to have a time to understand your concern, to meet with you, and on the other hand, you probably want to trying to talk to me about some of the concerns. Okay, so I heard one student say yes. Let me see, anybody else? So if that's a good idea, I'm going to do the scheduling for you. So is good or not good?
Sounds good to me.
Good to you? Good. Okay. So I have 3 people replied. Okay. Good. 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 Okay. All right. I have about I think about 10 people say yes. Good. Okay. Now let me. I think I will do that. I will schedule. Is tomorrow morning good time for everyone? So I'm thinking about like 10 minutes for everyone. So it probably would be needed like a 4 hours stuff, 4 hours to address your concerns, to meet with you. So I will probably just say tomorrow morning starting from 9 o'clock, and then continuously do that. Okay. So if you, I will send out the schedule, and if you think you don't need to meet with me individually, or the time is not good, you can just send the email back to me, and then I will fix that. Okay, find a different schedule, or maybe you can just skip you. All right. Okay. So now let's take a look. Let me use a whiteboard to do that. Since I do not have the collections you have. So you're talking about question 7, find the top 3 salary makers in the employee collections. So you're going to do DB. And then just say, suppose you make a collection called employees, right? Employees. Okay, and then find. All right, so here you're going to find everyone, right? Okay, and the most important thing here is you're going to sort. So we are talking about top 3 salary makers. So you need to sort by what? So we are going to sort based on salary. So let's say, suppose the name of the field is called cell. Okay. And then let's say I will do descending order, so -1. All right. And then I just say limit 3. Hold on. Okay, limit 3. So that will be 7. Okay. And number 8, find the first 5 employees hired in the company. So you're going to do db.employees .find. So here you're going to find all employees, right? And then you're going to sort also. So this time I'm going to sort by hire date. And which order? First 5 employees. So that means in ascending order first. Okay. And then we limit 5. Okay, it's pretty easy, right? Yeah.
Is comma or a colon?
Oh, colon, sorry, colon.
Thank you.
Yeah. Comma is just for, so let me get rid of that. Thanks for the correction. Is 1, okay? And then curly brackets. Okay. All right. Any other questions you may have?
I have a question about number 1.
Number 1. Okay. So number 1 is trying to insert all those records. So what's your question?
So what was the best way to model those relationships? Because it said to go based off the reading, and there were a couple different ways, and it said to sort of use logic to figure out in each situation. So I was wondering what.
So basically, those so-called patterns. So patterns is really not patterns. Is more like basically just say options. Okay. So the standard option will be just create all the departments documents, and inside the departments you can have a list of employees as embedded documents. Okay. So for example, in department 10, then department number 10, and then department name is sales. And the department location is that. And then underneath that, you say employees. And then employees, you're going to have a list of employees. So for that, you're going to use array and create array. And then you put all the employees documents inside one by one. So then inside the square bracket, you have, curly brackets. So I'm just trying to do something like that. Okay. So you're going to do something, say TB. Okay. Dot employees. Well, they're just trying to say departments, okay? That's a standard approach. db.dept dot insert. You can do insert many, okay? So insert. So here, I'll just insert 1, okay? So basically, you're going to have a document here. So dept number 10, comma, and then dname. Okay, let's say sales, comma, and then location. Let's just say that is dollars. Okay, comma, and then let's say employees. Okay, so in that case, you have a list of employees, right? So you put that inside a square bracket. Okay, so for each one, let's just put a few. Okay, so employee number, say 8000, and employee, comma, employee name, and then just say Lisa. Okay, and then you continue to add a few more. Okay, let's just add 1 more here. Say salary is 2000, and that is 1 employee. And then you continue to add a second employee, third employee, continue. Okay, and then that is a standard approach. So basically, you do not need to use join. by using this so-called embedded documents. But for this question, you are not following the reading mode, write a script. So basically, you just create the employees. Just create an employee collection. So there's no embedding at all. So basically, just for each employee, create employee number document. Each document have employee number, name, blah blah blah, and some of them will be null. Okay, so now just simply put a null there. Okay, so let's just do the first one here. Okay, so let's see, db dot employees dot insert. Okay, so I'm going to put documents inside. First one is employee number, NP number. The number is 7839, comma, and then ename, comma, which is in double quotes. Okay, comma, and then job, which is salesman. So you need, I think it's all cap. So I just trying to simplify that. And then MGR, which is null, comma, and then hire date. So for hire date, you need to use date, right? So we can use is all date. So in that case, I'm going to put format like 1981 November 11 17. Okay, so that's how we enter date value. And the salary, which is 505050, comma, and then commission is null. Oh, by the way, the PowerPoint shows like a capital N, which is incorrect. And then department is one, then DEPT number 10. And the capital was taken from your textbook, which is incorrect. Okay, so do that. Also, there's curly brackets, and then close this parentheses. So there we insert the first one, right? So all others just doing the same, doing something similar. Okay, or if you use insert many, then you just put all of them in one, just like a one list. Okay, so in that case, you insert many and then square bracket, and then put the documents one by one. All right.
So
Any other questions?
for the relationship between managers and regular employees, would you just embed the manager's employee, or would you just use the
for this
ID? Or
for this one, it's not. I did not specify what. So basically, you are just using just copy the data. That's what I expected. Just copy the data that you have. So you're not talking about creating like a collection called managers. Okay, so that if you do that, then you can say to managers, then put like a supervisors underneath. So that's not the case in here. So basically, you just need to create one employee collection with a manager. Manager is manager ID. Yeah, that in some sense still like a reference. Okay, still like a foreign key, but just like same thing like a department number here. Right? So reference. So instead of using concept called of primary key, foreign keys in MongoDB, they still use something called a reference number. That kind of like a foreign key. Yeah, you're still going to use for managers. For this manager ID, you're still going to use like make that as a reference.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions you may have? If not, let's move on to let me say what we are going to do today. So today, we're trying to get a basic query, so-called filter documents, query filter documents. How do we do that? So remember this. Let me show you what I'm trying to do here.
Wait, I'm sorry. Could you just clarify one more thing?
Yeah.
Up where you answered numbers 7 and 8.
Yeah.
you used like 1 and -1 in the sort.
Right. 1 means ascending, -1 means descending.
Okay, so like,
So that means you order by salary in descending order.
okay,
Get that? Okay.
yeah, that makes
So-
sense. Thank you.
So let's just say we have learned basically how to insert, for remove, right? So for example, DB dot say for example students, and then dot remove. So that's delete, right? So I said you need to put something like that inside. So what is this? This is actually so-called filter, query filter document. Query filter document. So in other words, you're going to specify or query conditions as document inside here, okay? And the same thing here when we do insert, when we do find. So student dot say find. So this will find all documents, right? But if you want to find specific documents, then you have to put query filter documents inside of here. Okay. So we'll say how do we formulate that? All right. So I just have basic idea for that. So basically the query, let me put that query filter document. It's going to be document, so it's going to be in this format. Okay. So in this case will be the one we already learned. So for example, if you have like a field name, like S name, and then you can say colon, and then you specify say S name equals to Lisa. So that just means find. So if you have to do SQL, that means just say find documents. Okay, find select. So let's just say select something here. Okay, select whatever fields. Okay, from the name of fields is in this case students, right? Students. Okay, and then say well, and S name is equal to Lisa. Of course, in SQL, you use single quote. Okay, single quote. So that's equivalent to that. So that's the simplest query filter document. And then the same idea if you say I want to find some kind of like a student name is missing. So in that case, document should look like that. So say S name. No. So that means so well S name is no. Okay. You can also use partial matching. So partial matching is more powerful in MongoDB, but of course it's more complex. So here I'm going to just give you very simple ones here. So for example, I want to find student name. Student is a student name. Yeah, student name starts with some kind of letter. So in that case, you put a document like this as name colon. So start. Use this. First of all, this is so-called regular expression format. So you don't put that inside double quotes. Okay, start end with like begin with that / end with /. Okay, if you start trying to find something, start with something. So like start with say T. Okay, so then that is the format. So well, as name like. Okay, like T %sign. Like that. Okay, so that's it. So I'm just trying to compare SQL with this non-SQL stuff. Okay, so what about the end of that? Ends with letter T. So it's not going to be put this uncle sign here. So instead, you're using different symbol. So in that case, end with letter T, you will use T first, and then you put a $sign here. Kind of strange, right? But that's how this regular expression works. Okay, like. Okay, it is a %sign T. It's in the column. Okay, what about the name contains letter T? So in that case, actually, it's not just like a first two. So basically, you do something like a / and T and a /. Okay, So that will be something like this. As name, like, okay, like percentage sign, T, percentage sign, single quote, like that. Okay. So that's how we do that partial matching, like that. Okay, and then if you have to use, say this all equal, right? All equal. So including equal to not, equal to some kind of particular value, or like something here. Okay, but then if you're going to use, if you're going to do some other type of things like say greater than, less than, or maybe in the list, then you have to use something called operators. So operators, let me just give you a few operators here. Operators. So one operator. So operator will all start with $sign. So less than, okay? Less than, right? It's clear, right? Or less than or equal to LTE. So small letter LTE. Small letter LTE. Okay? And then same thing, greater than, and greater than T, greater than or equal to. Okay, those are the operators. And then let's just say what do we do? Let's say, suppose I do in the list. So then you will use this in, okay, this operator. So let's give you an example here. Suppose I want to find employees whose salary is greater than something, okay? Then we'll do formulate document like that, okay? So we are looking for salary, okay, colon. But then in this case, for this, we are going to use operators. So we are going to use a embedded documents to specify the operator. Okay, so I will say, did I say greater than? So I will say that salary is greater than GT, and then colon, and then greater than say 1,000. Okay, and then curly brackets here. So this is where salary is greater than 1,000. That's how we do that. Okay. And what if you want to say the salary is greater than 1,000 and less than 2,000? So in that case, you can create a document, just add more, add more operators after for this salary. So you're going to do something like that. Say cell, okay, colon, and then going to have first is greater than 1,000, comma, and the second is less than 2,000. Okay, so this is like a embedded documents, right? Okay, and then that is embedded, and now let's just close that. And that means, well, cell is greater than 1,000 and cell is less than 1,000, less than 2,000. So something like that. Okay, so this is so we can also use in. So did you see the pattern here? Okay, if you're going to use these operators, then you're going to say what field you're going to make use the operators. Okay, so that start a new document, and then for the operators, you create another document, embedded document. So here I just use one key value pair, and here I use two. So this just means that it must be this and also this. Okay, but what if I want to do something like say I want to make say job is in the list. Okay, so I just create another one here. Say job. Okay, so in this case, I am going to use operator called in. Okay, in, and then after that, the value will be list, right? So we'll have create a list here. So list will be square bracket. Remember that. So for example, first one is a salesman. Of course. Second one is a manager. Of course. And the third one is let's say president. Okay, square bracket. So this gives you an array of choices, array of values. Okay, so then you're going to try to check the job is in this list. Okay, and we will finish closing that, and then we need to close this one first, and then we need to close this one next. Okay, so that's how we do. So this will be equal to well job in, and use single quote, use parentheses for SQL, not square bracket. Okay, so salesman, comma, manager, comma, and then president. Okay, parentheses. So that's how we do that. Okay. And anybody has questions? Okay. So we are still doing this so-called query filter documents. Okay. So by plugging this into find, into delete, into remove, into also update, then you're going to just do whatever follow the syntax. You're going to do find the records you're meeting these conditions, or remove records that meet these conditions, so on and so forth. Okay. So if you wanted to say I want not just just check one field, also want to check second field. So in that case, you probably use and or, right? So let's just try to do something different here. So let's see where, okay, where job is equal to salesman, okay, and let's say hire date is bigger than they just specify specific date. Okay, let's say 10th of November and 2020, something like that. Okay, so how do we do that? And then in that case, you create query documents like this, query filter documents like this. We're going to do document, so involving two fields, right? So you can do job first. So job that's equal to, so then you simply say salesman. Okay, so that is one part, comma. So there's equality. But the second part involving greater than, less than, not equal to, then you have to use, you're going to do that so-called operator documents. So start with field, so hire date, okay, colon, and then for that operator, I'm going to create our operator document. So operator document will look like this. I'm going to close the first, okay? So it's going to be greater than, so GT, colon. So greater than what? So we have to make this as like a JavaScript date. So that would be is all date. Okay. And then there would be double quotes. So 2020. And then November. And then 10 double quotes. Okay. So this, let me close, get rid of this. So let me see where we are. So we're trying to make sure that hire date. So for hire date, the operator is this, is greater than this date. Okay. So then this should be closed here. So that'll finish. That'll finish the second part, this part. Okay. And now we close the whole thing here. Okay. So what about or? What if you have or? So or is. So if you have more conditions, use an and, just keep on adding that, so comma and then comma. So if you have more conditions, just add, just following that. So and you do not need to use operator. So what if I want to do something like this? Say, well, job is equal to salesman, or let's just say hire date. Or hire date is bigger than, let's just do the same thing here. Okay, let's just say that will be 10 November and 2020. Okay, suppose you do that. So then in that case, we have to use or. Okay, so that's how we do or operator. And then it's a little bit different this time. So you're going to do document first, okay? Document first, okay? And then we'll do or operator first, okay? And then inside, you're going to have either or, so then you have a list here or right here. So then we're going to have separate documents for each. So first one is job equals to salesman. So job equals to salesman. Okay, comma. So there's one possibility. And the second possibility is this one. So then we're going to use hire date. okay, and then colon, and then here, since we are using greater than, of course, we're going to do the same thing as the previous one. So you're going to have another embedded document for the operator. So that would be GT colon, and then we can use is all date. We can also use construct as a new date. Okay, and then in that case we'll have 2020 here, and then November here, 10 here. Okay, so greater than this new date object. Okay, and then we can close the here. Okay, and then we can just so square bracket close here, and then parents curly brackets will be closed here. All right, does it make sense? So this is how we do, we formulate so-called query filter documents, okay? So what we do is, let's just put our hands on. So everybody at this point, let me close this one, and let's do a couple of examples, okay? So for now, we use MongoDB. So let me put this into second screen. Shift Windows. Okay. All right, and then you know what? Let me share with you. So you probably need to start creating like sample data we need. So for that, let me just show you where to go. Okay, here. So you go to login, and then you can just go to public. Okay, and then you go to script loader. You already know how to do that. When we set up like Oracle script loader here. Okay. And so that the first page give you like Oracle scripts, and now we are creating MongoDB sample collections. Okay, so this is a MongoDB. So here for MongoDB collections, so this is how, if you already have that, remove that, right? So if you do not have that, just that doesn't matter. So I'm going to copy the first one, first script, copy the first one, and then I will ask you to come back to copy others. Let me see, what time is it? 3:03. So basically, we do not have a lot of time. All right, so let's just try to do this first. Okay, copy the first one. And then going back to your MongoDB, to say here, type of Mongo. Okay, so you already connected to Mongo, right? And then here, you can just paste. Here, go to edit and then paste. So then your document will be inserted. Okay, so recognize it's true. So now you can find that. So that would be inventory. And then say data find. Okay, so that will find all the documents I have. I think I have more than necessary. Let's just delete them, and then do it again. Inventory. Dot remove. Okay, so I will have empty query filter document. So remove all of them, and then let's run it again. So the reason I do not want to save so many, because I just want to just practice, make sure that we see the result very easily. So let's paste again. So let's say db dot inventory dot find. Okay, so it should have saved very few here. Okay, so this one has object ID, has item field, has a quantity field, has size field, and the size is actually embedded. See that as like a height, width, and this is what? This is measurement, a unit of a measurement. Okay, unit of measurement, and then status. All right. So basically let's start with that and trying to do a couple of simple examples. Okay. Is everybody okay? Okay, so now let's try let me go back to that weekly outline and follow that, so that way you know what we did in class. Okay. Okay, so first let's try to find the status equals to equals to A, status equals to A. Okay, so what we do is just using equal to, right? db that inventory. Okay, that find. Okay, parents is first. Okay, that's function, right? That also can put a semicolon here. So now let's put it inside. I'm going to have a query documents. Okay, so like that. Okay, and for that query documents, so basically it's just equal. So it's pretty simple. We just simply say status, okay, and a colon, and then equal to A, right? There we go. So that will be our first. So we did that in last class, right? Okay. So we find all the documents with status equals to A. Okay. Now let's try to use operators. For example, I want to find the quantity is bigger than 70. Okay. So we'll do db that inventory that find. Okay. And so in that case, I will put the documents inside. Okay. And the document, the query document is going to be, query filter document is going to be what? Quantity, based on quantity, QTY, okay? And a colon. So it's a greater than, so we have to use operator document inside as embedded. So operator we're going to use is greater than GT, right? Greater than what? 70, right? So that's how we do that. Semicolon. So we find those. Okay. And then let's say, what if I want to find those inventory items with name start with something, and also the height, the dimension. This what the quantity size. The h is h, the height of that the size. Basically, this is embedded, right? So we are going to embed the size. Inside the size, we're going to have height. So let's just say the height is more than 10. Okay. So let me put a question here. Item name starts with, let's just make up something. Start with P. Okay, with letter P. And okay, and height is more than 10. More than 10. Okay. So let's try to find that. So it's db that inventory. Okay, that's fine. So finish this part first. Okay. And then let's put a document here inside. Since we're going to have many of those curly brackets, parentheses, or square brackets. Okay, just make sure that everyone. So it's actually this Mongo shell does give you a hint. So when you mouse over, so if you mouse over this closing ones, it will tell you which one was closed. And if you mouse over this parentheses, it will tell you which one was closed. So it does give you, but it's a good habit to just close it first. And now let's say we want to do item name, item, like, okay, like what? Like a start with letter P. So I'm going to use / this is anchor P, okay, and then / So that finished the first part, okay. Since we're going to end, right? So we do not need to use anything special. Just list all these conditions one by one. Each one will be just one value, one key value pair. So the second condition is the height. So how do we specify the height? So first of all, we have to say size, and then that h. Okay, use that operator, and then that is greater than. So I'm going to use another operator. I will come back to this one. Okay, come back to this one. So I'm going to use operator documents as embedded one. Okay, so it's greater than 10. So I'm going to use greater than, and then 10 here. So this one's finished. But then the only thing you need to change is, since we are going to looking for embedded field size, embedded field. So you need to put that whole thing inside the double quotes, like that. Okay, like that. Okay, so that is different from the item. So for item, it's just like one particular item, right? Just it's not embedded. Okay, but here the size is So you're talking about this particular size and then this dimension. Okay, and of course you can also h.uom, size.w. So you can get a specific size, specific field inside the embedded document like that. Okay, there we go. So we found just one, yeah. Start with P, and size h is greater than 10. Its height is greater than 10. All right. So now let's try to do all. All right. So let's try and say this time I want to find inventory. Okay. With item name stars. Let's do ends. Okay. Ends with k. Okay. And quantity QTY is less than or equal to less than equal to 60. Okay. So in this case, we are going to use, because it's or, right? So it's two conditions linked by or, so we have to use or operator. So we'll do db the inventory dot find. Okay, close the first. Okay. And then we're going to do documents. So here the documents, since we have two conditions, but the two conditions are linked by or, so we have to use create documents, use an or operator. Okay, curly bracket parent or, and then the colon, and then we are going to give a list of conditions. So list is going to be array, right? So you're going to have a square bracket surrounding all possibilities here. So we have two to be compiled, two query filter documents to be linked by all. Okay, so put it like a comma and then two separate curly brackets, close and opening, as two separate query filter document. The first one is ends with item ends with is k. So we'll do / and then k, and then you put $sign, just means end. Okay, $sign and then / Okay, so this is the first one, first condition. The second condition is quantity. So QTY, and the QTY is greater than or equal to 60. No, less than or equal to 60. So that is not equal, so we have to use operator documents. So the operator we want is less than or equal to, okay, LTE, and then 60. Yeah. There we go. So that's how we do this or operator. Make sense? Okay, now let's try to do, so what time we have? We have no more time left. No more time left. Okay. So anyway, we found that those records meeting those conditions. You know what? I will just stop here. Just stop here. So make sure I will send out an email probably during the break. You email me, you reply back to me to say whether time is good for you. If it's not good for you, you reply back to me, okay? If it's not good, you reply back to me. And if it's good, then you do nothing and just we'll meet you at that specific time. All right? And that's all for today. Anybody has questions? So I'm going to stop the recording for